Support Wrestle Talk!
Give us a subscribe. Brock Lesnar learns how to meditate for a Survivor Series go-home angle. Braun Strowman buried Raw's tag team division for a Survivor Series go-home show. But we're not gonna care about that, because Becky Lynch just led a SmackDown invasion of Raw covered in blood as a Survivor Series go-home show. I'm Ollie Davis. Give us a subscribe, press the thumbs up button. Let me know what you thought of Raw in the comments down below, because I'll be replying from out of nowhere. And click the eye above my head to give your rating, where you can choose from in Orcore, Average, Poor and Bore, as I review the 12th of November 2018 edition of Monday Night Raw in about 4 minutes. There are many ways to decide the pecking order of superstars in WWE. Qualifying matches spread out over a few weeks, heel authority figures picking their favorites, or just being the owner's son. But they all pale in booking genius comparison to opening segment battle royals. And to make Raw's tag division look even stronger, while fighting for the mostly meaningless captain spot for their Survivor Series team, Braun Strowman came out after a few minutes and beat everyone up. While it did sacrifice about 12 guys, it did succeed in making Strowman look very strong, which was desperately needed after his weak Crown Jewel follow-up last Monday. So strong, in fact, even Stephanie McMahon slightly put him over, granting him both a Universal title shot and a revenge match against Baron Corbin if he agreed to fight for Raw at Survivor Series. Ronda Rousey's music hit next, where she ran down Becky ahead of their match this Sunday and then threatened to rip out Stephanie's arm. But this ain't a Triple H WrestleMania match, so Corbin took the bump instead. Ember Moon continued to be frustratingly used to get over Tamina next, who in turn is being used to get over Nia Jax, who in turn is being used to get over Ronda Rousey. Interrupting an in-ring Seth Rollins interview, Dean Ambrose awesomely appeared on the Titantron, sitting on the bonnet of a fancy sports car. I know my cars, it's a red one. Next to a flaming oil drum like he was doing a nostalgic Attitude Era photo shoot for WWE.com. Dean's delivery was typically awesome, explaining in his crazed Batman villain way how Seth always dismissed him as just a lunatic, before throwing his shield vest in the fire and saying, "Burn it down." But that's Seth's line. Ooh, catchphrase stealer. Drew McIntyre has significantly leveled up since his win over Kurt Angle last Monday, with Dolph Ziggler appearing as his lackey now, rather than the other way round. This brought out Finn Balor, who Drew Claymored last week, which turned into a fun Dolph versus Finn match. Following Finn's victory, Stephanie said they'd all have to work together as Balor is joining them on Team Raw, which will hopefully create a nice dynamic with Strowman and Finn's kind of tag team history from earlier this year. Rousey called Becky Lynch the millennial man in a backstage interview next because she's too hypersensitive, before getting all hypersensitive herself about her own upbringing. Nia and Tamina surrounded her afterwards, reminding me how much I don't want that feud. Ruby Riott gave a false apology next for snapping Natalya's recently passed father's sunglasses in front of her, saying he only wore them so he didn't have to see his daughter. Natalya ran into attack, but the Riott Squad numbers overcame her. Yes, Sasha Banks and Bayley not running out to save Natty is a significant logic hole, but I don't want to see these 6 women face each other ever again, so I'm fine with that. The Raw Tag Division had a second go at their Battle Royal next, which Chad Gable and Bobby Roode won, meaning they're captains on Sunday now for a team that's already been what was the point of this again? Brock Lesnar's Survivor Series AJ Styles champion versus champion go-home angle next was Jinder Mahal interrupting a Paul Heyman promo to teach Brock to meditate. While I actually found this quite funny, it's just another example of how severely underdeveloped WWE Survivor Series build has been. Elias continued his brilliant babyface momentum next, trying to call child services about Bobby Lashley seemingly kidnapping child Lio Rush. Elias lost via countout though when Rush stopped him from getting back in the ring, meaning Lashley will be in Team Raw at Survivor Series. The main event slot was given to Lady Team Raw captain Alexa Bliss, announcing her Survivor Series team. Mickie James, because she's a 6-time women's champion. Nia Jax, because she's a former Raw women's champion. And Tamina, because she's on Raw now. Natalia's also on the team, which was weirdly just said as a throwaway line. The last place was to be decided in a match between best friends Sasha Banks and Bayley. But screw you for trying to have a really good match. Alexa's goons attacked them both, and heel Ruby Riott was announced as the last member. So far, so rather pedestrian Survivor Series Go Home show. But then, Becky Lynch covered in blood happened. Suddenly Raw cuts backstage, and Becky has Ronda locked in the disarmor. Rousey's selling an equal brilliant mix of pain and fury. Lynch eventually lets go and awesomely shouts, "Everyone's tough until the man comes around." Becky then comes down to the ring, where the SmackDown women's roster jumps Team Raw. In the chaos, Lynch somehow gets her nose busted open, covering her face in blood. What a warrior. Not now, terrible commentator Beth Phoenix. The logic hole of recently AWOL Charlotte also being in the ring aside, this was an incredible go-home angle, with Rousey running down to get attacked by Becky with a chair for the great finishing spot. Sometimes closing angles are so good, leaving you on such a high, you're a lot more forgiving of the rest of a 3-hour show. So with that in mind, this week's Raw is Core. What's going on with the Alexa Bliss retirement rumors? Click the video in the top left to find out. And what are the 13 sexiest moments in WWE history? Click the WrestleTalk.com link on screen now to watch them all. I've been Ollie Davis, and that was wrestling.